Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 2 of the Commander build. We're going to show you the rear winch mount today, and we're also going to show you the second battery location. Pretty complicated stuff, so it's going to take a little while to go through. But before we get to all that, I just have a couple quick things I want to go over. Number one, I've decided to start my own business, and it's called Commander Outdoors Off-Road Expeditions. You can go to our website, commanderoutdoors.ca. and check it out if you want. We're going to be offering guided tours to people who want to come up to southeastern Ontario and experience I think, some of the best riding in North America. And Stacy and I will cook you lunch on the side of the trail, and it's just going to be a grand old time. So if you want, check out the website. So aside from that, I think we're going to head over and see how Dad's making out. He's just started to take the second battery out so he can show the entire mounting system. And it should be noted that what you're about to see in terms of second battery location only applies to snorkeled Commanders. If your machine isn't snorkeled, this will not work for you. But feel free to keep watching. And I mean, come on, who needs an excuse to buy snorkels? Well, now you have one. So I think he should be coming on along pretty good in here. How you making out?
Well, we're almost there.
Almost got her out. So there's a little teaser, guys, of where the second battery is, but you'll see here real quick. So this is how we're positioned right now, because the battery, as you can see, that's where it lives, right in there. So I'm going to turn it over to Dad now, and he's going to start talking about the fab side of it.
It's not an easy project. You know, if you don't have a lot or any fabricating experience, I don't think you'd want to tackle it. A lot of things are crucial. This dimension from here to there, you don't want to go too wide because the room is minimal. The thing to do anytime you embark upon a project like this is make cardboard models. You can't go wrong. Take your time, get a piece of cardboard, cut it out. You can see there what's required roughly, but you can't hurry. This took me days and days to work on this whole thing. I mean, that included the wiring, but still, it's not. What makes this thing difficult is this curved mount right here. That makes it a little awkward. But it can be done. You beat that around a piece of 2-inch pipe to get the contour. And the way that's positioned, it's the plate is kind of wedged in there, so you're using the this angled pipe as a support also. So you're not just relying on the bolts.
Yeah. So there's actual physics helping you out too.
Yeah, which, you know, let's face it, the battery is heavy.
Yep.
Oh, another thing, this vehicle has snorkels.
I already mentioned that in the intro.
Yeah.
I said right off the bat, if there's snorkels on it, you can't.
It may not work. I don't.
So you can see here, obviously, the snorkels. And you can see, if I can get my head in here too, but you can see that the snorkel pipes, this is brutal. The snorkel pipes come up here. These are the snorkels now. But they used to actually come up in this space here, off of the CVT.
Yeah, but they enter back here too.
Yeah.
They enter back here. So I really don't know. I never saw the stock ones in here because I ordered it with the snorkels on it. So I never saw how much room is there. The battery would also fit the other direction. You could do that too. I mean,
Lengthwise or widthwise.
Yeah. For me, I found it just kind of fell into place there, and it seemed to work. And I would never want to do this again.
Oh no, brutal project. Okay.
It is a time thing. But you know something, the second battery is never a bad thing. It's always a good thing. And so I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
So tell why. What did you want the second battery for? What in your head made this amount of work worth having the second battery for? Like, what was so crucial to you that you needed to have it?
Well, to be able to say, hey, I've got dual batteries. But anyways, the rear winch to power it, I'm I'm a whole lot closer. I've got a battery right here,
Yeah.
and it's a battery that is because of the isolator.
Yeah.
It's kept separate from the main starting battery. So if I muck them up, you know, if I could drain it, it wouldn't matter. I still have my main battery, right? And then the other one is the stereo, which is now installed, the sound bar. I really don't want that to grab the power from the main starting battery. So, you know, if I've got the thing playing and I don't know, you just don't pay attention. You don't have to worry about draining your main starting battery. So that's the biggest thing, and it will grab the power not directly from that battery. We'll get into that later, where that's coming from. And yeah, because there are a lot of accessories, so it's nice if you can have some of them grab the power from something else, some other power source in your main starting battery, right?
Okay, so your dimensions for that piece, is that them?
Those are the dimensions for the for the base plate, excluding the bent section on it, is 7.5 by 6.5. And then 2-inch lip up the back, and even that little tab that you mold around the pipe, that's 2 inches too. Again, you make a model.
Yeah.
You bend it up, you set it in there, you look. I even took cardboard and I made a cardboard battery.
Oh, cool. Just to see if it would fit. Okay.
Because the thing is, it weighs a ton and it's awkward. So just to see if it worked, just stick that cardboard thing in there, see it, and play with it that way. Time consuming, but it works. I'm a big believer in templates, models.
Okay, guys. So Dad said he hopes you guys appreciate it because it's an absolute bitch to get this thing in and out. So there you can see the finished product with the battery in and all connected and everything like that. So even this piece here, the second hold down, even that has to come out just to get this battery out. But I was mistaken earlier when I said this was the reason you need to be snorkeled for this particular application to work. This isn't the reason. This is the reason here. Because this is your CVT in or out. I can't remember which one, or engine air or whatever, when you're not snorkeled. But when you become snorkeled, this whole piece here is null and void because snorkels. So what do you have going on in here?
Oh, just the fuses for stereo, winch, the lights in the back, and the isolator. So although it looks like it's well made and probably wouldn't take on moisture if you mounted it down under the seat, but I mean here it's out of the way. It'll
stay fairly dry.
Probably never see water. So great place to mount all that stuff. It's out of the way. It's an empty spot anyhow. So.
Okay, so that hopefully answers your guys' questions about
just one more thing though.
Second battery. Never mind, I'm told there's one more thing.
Well, I just want to the routing of the wires to get at the main battery here. If you look in here, there's a gap.
I think we'll be able to see in there, but maybe. I see where your finger is, and I see a red wire.
There's a gap in there. You jab the wires through,
yeah,
and then run them down, and they'll go underneath the seat rails.
Yeah.
Anybody doing this, get the bigger battery. The 28 amp hour battery for under the seat.
Yeah.
BRP sells the bigger bracket, and then use that battery as your auxiliary.
Ah, okay.
And that's it.
Yep.
Job done, nice and neat.
Yep.
And the other compartment, so it's worth getting snorkels. Spend the $600. Get
snorkels.
Get snorkels. The other side, Christ, you could stick a couple cans of oil in there or something if you ever need them. You know.
Actually, that's a good idea. Yeah.
It's an empty spot. It doesn't do anything.
Spare belt.
Or rock lights. Your main control unit for rock lights, that would be a great spot for them.
Actually, how cool would it be? Just hear me out. Just hear me out. This is the kind of tangents we go on when we start doing this. How cool would it be if this is on, but it's like, hold that for a sec. It's like the the fins on the back of the old Mustangs windows. If it was,
the lights?
Yeah, and you could see the lights coming down through them. I think that'd be really cool looking.
Well, I just might
it would look like a vent, like the sheet metal exhaust vent, with the fins. I don't know what that's called, but
I didn't mean the lights going in there. Just
no, I know, but it would be cool if you put some in there for that effect. I think that would look really cool. And then a smoke machine.
Let's work on that. Next
yeah, why not? Okay, guys, we're running low on camera time here, so we got I think 9 or 10 10 minutes of video recording left, so we're going to try and very quickly cover the rear end winch mounting plate. Rear winch time. Number one question was, is it an actual Warren winch? No, it is not a Warren winch. It is I think it's made by a company called TYT Off-Road. They're one of those Amazon companies. And it's just a straight up 3,500 pound ATV winch. And it's got a Bluetooth remote with it, which is freaking cool for a rear winch.
Yes.
So anyways, getting to the bracket. As you can see, it's just fastened. That's just a chunk of the frame, right?
What, here?
Yeah, where you welded it to the frame. It is actually welded to the frame. So for the people asking, oh, you know, could he make one? And well, not really, because it still needs to get attached. And, you know, unless you're a welder, you can't really attach it. So like, what was the most difficult part about this?
Finding the exact spot where it would fit.
Yeah.
If you have a bumper, it makes it way more difficult.
Yeah.
If I want to tilt this box up all the way now, the bumper has to come off, but it's 4 bolts, no biggie.
Yeah.
In the event that I need to do that for work on the engine or something. You don't have a lot of room to play with, really. You can't put a full-size one here because the full-size one is just too big, but as long as it's, so this is an ATV winch?
It's a straight up ATV winch.
No,
it's a 3,500 pound.
But it's still 3,500, no, 45.
Oh, 45, yeah.
And it's nice and compact, so it will fit. And that's probably the hardest part. Same thing though. Build templates. Build templates. See where it, you want to keep it in as far as you can. Obviously, the snugger the better. You also have to be careful as far as you don't want to put it too high, because if you put it too high, then you're too close to the bumper. So as soon as if you have a bumper, that is. So as soon as you're winching upward a little bit, you'd be hitting the bumper, so that becomes a bit of an issue. Now I use 1/4 inch stainless because that's, you know, I was able to get that. 3/16 would be plenty.
Yeah.
The Fairlead, generally speaking, is up higher, right?
Yes.
It's up about here with the mounting bolts. The problem is, if I would have done that, I would have had to extend the front face of the mount out more to leave room for the mount bolts. And I wanted it as tight as possible because it affects the tilt of the box.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did is I cut a big slot down here, and the where what do you call it? Where it folds down here, the metal.
Yeah, the bend.
I mounted it there.
Yeah.
Normally, I would have had this bent up.
Mm-hmm.
And then put the bolts up here, but I just really didn't want to. It would have taken up extra room, which I didn't want. So I did it this way. Not only that, but now it also gives me a little more room for an upward angle if I need to winch up, you know, in the event that presents itself.
Yeah, because that's a question I had too, is contact patch. Because if your ass end is sunk down in a mud hole and the only way out is back, you're going to be rubbing on that, and that's actually quite a sharp edge, considering there could be contact with a rope.
At some point, that could happen. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you, at the end of the day, if you're in some shit spot and you can't get
Well, it'll get you out,
and it
right?
cuts your cable, getting yourself out, you're going to say, well, piss on that. You spend $50, buy another cable, and away you go, right?
Yeah.
But it's in between these frame pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So it's welded on there. It's welded top and bottom. And then this here, I wanted a little bit more contact area. So that's why the flare. And it kind of, you know, from a design perspective, it looks kind of neat.
But there's functionality to it too, because it strengthens it
No,
when
that
you.
was number one. I wanted a lot of contact, because if you're ever pulling up a little bit,
Yeah.
right, you need this, you need that. Otherwise, if there's only a little bit on here, there's a chance that you'll pull that and you'll end up breaking the weld, because this metal here is not all that thick, right? That's probably only about 1/8 right there.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's welded onto this thing here, which becomes part of that frame structure. But regardless, it's not really thick metal, so you could tear it. This way here, it's welded inside and outside, both sides. You know, that's probably about 3 inches of contact here.
Yeah.
On both sides. So chances are, when you're pulling upward, that's not going to get compromised. So,
Yeah.
so it's nice and compact. The hardest part is locating the winch.
And the last thing you did, which I haven't covered, is this bad boy here. This tow hook that Well, let's just say this tow hook, without talking too much, it'll last better than some other ones we've had. Definitely not going to corkscrew this one.
No, if it comes apart, I will be ashamed of myself.
Yeah, I don't think it will though.
The welding that this oh my god, like right in here on the inside, up in here, like it's just it's pretty solid. I'm hoping it'll
be fine. Okay, guys. Well, I'm pretty sure we just covered everything I wanted to for episode 2 of the build. So as always, if you have any questions, comment down below, send me an email, buckleup@commanderoutdoors.ca, DM me on Instagram, and let us know if there's anything else you want to see, how Dad did, what he did, anything like that. I know these videos are actually oddly popular, which I wasn't expecting, but that's great. I'll keep them coming as long as you guys keep watching. So that's all I have. Rock hard, ride free, and I'll see you on the next one.